Well, today's recipe can be eaten for breakfast, lunch, evening snacks, dinner. The name of the recipe, Kand Ka Chilla. Let's begin. Well, kand for the uninitiated is a winter vegetable, which generally, if you remember, the purple colored vegetable that you see in a undio, which is a very typical Gujarati main course, again seasonal, again very festive. This is also known as a purple yam or UBE. First things first, you of course take this yam. Ensure when you buy this, it is devoid of mud, because what they do is they pack it up with a lot of mud and that's where the weight kind of increases. So always ensure it's scraped off so that you're not cheated of your money. And then you keep this in hot water. Now, because of the hot water, all the mud kind of just drains off. After which you wash this nicely. If you think scrubbing is required or maybe brushing this is required, do that. Wash it nicely and bring it to the cutting board. Now let's begin. First things first, you snip the top off so that it at least releases a little area which can be peeled off with ease like so. So keep moving, keep turning the yam like so. See, you need to keep entering the crevices, the contours of the purple yam, and in case you think if it gets difficult, then use a paring knife or a small knife and just scoop it off. For example, this could just be trimmed off like so. Maybe a little bit of coring. And there you go. Clean it all like so and keep it back in water. Well, this is a tuber. It of course grows underground, and it's important to cook this perfectly well because this is also extremely starchy. It's also kind of sticky and gluey, but that's absolutely fine. Once this all gets cooked, it'll be all perfect. Well, this is now peeled and ready. Let it rest in water. You know, when you rest this in water, you realize that the outside kind of becomes slimy and sticky, exactly the way it would to any other tuber, like maybe a yam or something like that. The best part about eating purple yam is that it's not itchy. You know, generally when you eat yam, it kind of itches your throat. This does not do all of those antiques. Now, especially when you're cooking a yam, which is elephant foot yam, while boiling or while cooking or while stir frying or anything like that, you would add in tamarind or kokum or citric acid or something like that. But in this case, just cut it into cubes, water, salt, and that's about it. Let's begin cutting. Let's transfer all of this into a pressure cooker. Cup full of water, salt, cover and cook this on high flame. 3 whistles, just about perfect. And with this, off goes the flame. Allow the pressure to subside completely and then let's open and check. Let's quickly check. Here if you see, it's beautifully mashing up. That's exactly how we want it. Well, even if it's slightly chunkier, it's fine because remember, it's a chila. A little bit of the bite will also be appreciated. Let's transfer this in a deep mixing bowl. While the yam is still hot, let's quickly mash this up because that way it's going to happen with a lot of ease. Remember the fact that this yam has a lot of starch. It's going to dry out eventually. So even if you make the batter and keep, eventually you may wish to add in a little bit of water to bring it back to life. This is done and ready. Let's scrape this off and begin with the rest of the ingredients for the Kand Ka Chilla. Beginning with lots of coriander leaves. Let's add in gram flour, lots of red onions, freshly cut green chilies, ajwain or carom seeds, slightly toasted, and there you go. A touch of turmeric powder. Do not overdo this because it may just change the entire color profile of the yam. A touch of Asafoetida, garam masala, just a touch of red chili powder. Let's mix this well and then we add in the water. Remember, I'm not adding salt at this stage because the yam, we had added salt if you remember. We'll make the entire batter and then do a quick taste test. Let's add in the water. Like I said, remember, the yam is a starchy vegetable or a starchy vegetable fruit. So that will also help in making the batter, almost like a potato starch. You make this batter almost like an uttapam batter. See, eventually because of the addition of a lot of things, the color of the batter has changed, but the chunkiness of the yam is still ensuring that there are bits of purple here and there. Our batter is done and ready. Let's move on to quickly making the chilas in a pan. Let's begin with a touch of oil, but for now this is just about perfect. Just move it around in the pan and drop in a scoopful and spread it lightly. In case you need a tablespoon to do this, please go ahead as per your comfort. Well, of course, this is not going to drop in or spread like a regular uttapam, but trust me, extremely tasty, extremely nutritious, very easy to make. This oil on top, cover this and let it cook, at least the bottom side, pan fried, and the top with the steam. Let's have a quick check. Allow this to cook on the other side as well, but this time without the cover. Let's transfer this on the serving platter, and similarly, let's make some more. With this, ladies and gentlemen, Kand Ka Chilla done and ready. Make the best use of Kand, purple yam, while it's still in season. Actually, the season has just kind of begun. Make it. I promise, and trust me when I say this, you'll keep making this again and again. Bye for now.